Oh boy, do I have one for you guys today. This is on Reddit, on Female Dating Strategy Reddit. And this is going to be a big time red pill awakening for some of you men that aren't quite red pilled yet. You are going to get a taste of what the modern woman thinks about when she's dating. And this right here is a perfect example of why, because again, I still date around, right? I date around, but this is why I say don't chase after women. You are the prize. Don't put up with women that, throw crap at you like you're going to see here. It's going to all make sense in just a moment here. For the last several months, I've tried making guys crave my attention and validation. The results genuinely amazed me. For me, I've never had trouble attracting men who seemed high value on the surface, but I'd always let them walk all over me because I assumed that I needed them more than they needed me and undervalued myself in the process. All my life, I've been told by society that I need attention and validation from a man to be happy. So first, right there, guys, this is not unique. Every woman is a victim. You guys should know this by now, right? Women are victims, no matter what. The patriarchy, or like this. All my life, I've been told by society that I need attention and validation from a man to be happy. Well, actually, it's probably flipped, to be honest. These days, right, isn't feminist female empowerment, all of that pushed so heavily that I don't even know what she's talking about here. So a few months ago, I decided to flip the script. Right now, I have 2 guys I'm seeing, as well as a couple others I rotate from time to time so I don't get too attached. Okay, here you guys go. If you are dating, if you didn't know, every woman has a rotation. This is why I never feel bad about having a rotation myself. Every woman has this. Now, unless she's one of those rare unicorns that is saving herself till marriage, I don't even know if they're still left anymore, but if she's one of those type of women, she will still have a rotation of men, but she won't be sleeping with them. Every other woman, she will have a rotation. She's probably sleeping with a couple of these guys. Then there's going to be a couple others of these men that are in her rotation that she basically lets them please her. She'll make them do like sexual acts or favors for her. And then there'll be another group of these men that she doesn't do anything physical or intimate with, but she either uses those men as the emotional tampon or she uses those men to like take her out on dates. So they all have rotations. Each of these guys is cute enough and well off enough to be a decent match for me, but I treat them all like I'm doing them a favor whenever I spend time with them. Okay, there you go. There's the modern woman, the modern mindset. This is why even if you think you've met a unicorn, she reads this Reddit post or she runs into this girl and then her mindset changes. This is why it's scary that it can change after you commit, after you get married. It can change because she reads articles like this. Each of these guys is expected to take me out to decent places and to pay whenever we go out. If he's cheap or doesn't want to cover the check, then I kick him to the curb. Notice the language she's using, guys. Notice the masculine language and notice how she says it. I'll kick him to the curb. See, I don't even like the whole phrase pump and dump. When guys say, yeah, just pump and dump. I don't like that necessarily because, again, it's like very much like, oh, man, you're just pumping her and then getting rid of her. That, I don't know, just call me old-fashioned the way I grew up, but I don't like referring to something like that because it does sound so inhumane to an extent. But understand how women talk about this. If he doesn't want to cover the check and it's cheap, then I kick him to the curb. Each of these guys knows that I'm seeing other people and is expected to be okay with it while still putting time and effort into treating me like a prize and not a booty call. See, there is where I don't have a problem with women seeing other people because I just know that's how the game is and all that stuff. Fine. But I do not put any extra time and effort into any of these modern women. And then a lot of these guys have to treat her like a prize. Oh, man. No F-boys allowed. All right, I'm out. Each of these guys is expected to go down on me every time we hook up before. If I feel like it, usually like a quarter of the time, I let him get his penis wet. Are you kidding me? You guys hearing this? Okay. Every man is expected to go down on her no matter what for a hookup. And then 75% of the time, 3 times out of 4, that's it. That's all it is. She'll let him go down on him and then done. And then 25% of the time, if she's feeling generous, she'll let a guy get it in. The modern woman. These are the baseline expectations I've started having for every guy I'm seeing. I don't give them any special attention or gratitude beyond a curt thank you for doing what they're expected to do. So remember, what they're expected to do in her eyes is to take her out to nice places, to pay for everything, to give her time, or to treat her like the prize, give her time and attention and validation, and she expects that they're going to go down on her every single time, and only 1 in 4 times will they be expected to get just sex. I bet you this is the type that won't even go down on a man. Like, this is... If they want more attention and validation from me, they'll only get it if and when they go above and beyond. This is sick. The results were genuinely shocking to me. Not only did it worked with flying colors. I got far more attention and effort from every guy I've been seeing casually these past few months than I normally do in the first year of a committed relationship. I've had guys text me nonstop, go the extra mile whenever we go out, and outright ignore flirting from other girls because they're so desperate to win my approval. Notice the word, they're so desperate, okay? So here's something that we know, or that you should know about women, is that if a man is desperate for her, she will never respect him. And if a woman doesn't respect a man, she literally will have zero cares in the world if she ruins his life, if she makes him upset, if she leads him on, if she does anything. If a woman doesn't respect a man, she literally will have zero feelings of empathy for him, and she will feel entitled to whatever she can take from the guy. Plenty of these guys are hot enough that they could easily go on Tinder and find some PMAB, but don't know what that means, willing to put out on the first date, and yet they're still desperate for every scrap of attention that I give them. I've even had the 2 guys I've been spending the most time with practically beg me to commit to them, which I politely refuse because I'm not ready for another long-term relationship yet, and I'm pretty happy with the way things are right now. Okay, here's some stuff in this one. Okay, and yet, okay, she said this word again. And yet they're desperate for every scrap of attention that I give them. Again, she's not going to respect them. She's not going to like these guys. I have the 2 guys I've been spending time with both practically beg me to commit to them. Here's another thing I thought of. So the guys that she's hanging out with and she's only giving them sex a quarter of the time, 1 in 4 times. You know what else is funny about this? Is that the type of women that you think are like, oh, she's a good girl. She doesn't put out. She's not easy. That means that she's a good catch. No, what that really means is, guess what? She's one of these type of women that is sleeping with people, just not you. She is, and so this is another act of the female chameleon, because as guys, we're going to think, oh, wow, she's really hard. She must be hard for every guy. She's worth it. But in reality, what she's doing is just playing games, toying with these men. I'm still pretty new to FDS, female dating strategies, and this has only been a few months of me doing this. I've definitely had my share of setbacks, and I obviously still have a lot to learn, but I'm genuinely surprised by how different I was able to make my dating life once I realized my own value and started flipping the script. The idea that we need guys more than they need us is a load of poop. Make a guy need you and make him beg for every scrap of attention and validation, and he'll treat you like a queen. Wow. Okay. And 88% of people upvoted this. Now, one thing to know about the comments here is it's a female only. Do not reply to male trolls. Downvote and report them immediately so they'll ban the men that try to talk about this. So what does it say? Yeah, please do tell. I got tons of attention from the ones I don't want. Okay. Here's what we'll go off with here. I get tons of attention from the ones I don't want. All right, what this woman thinks she's doing, she thinks she found a secret. She thinks she cracked the code. This cocky woman thinks that she is the prize. She doesn't need a man. Men need her. In that, make a guy need you. Make a guy need you and make him beg for every scrap of attention and validation, and he'll treat you like a queen. She thinks she is such hot stuff. But really, guys, here's what's happening here. There's a couple women that I coach. I have a couple female clients. Now, I coach mostly men. I talk with mostly men. But there's a few women that I coach, and here's the thing with women. And here's why, guys, hearing this, especially if you're a man going his own way and you're like, dude, especially if you're a MGTOW monk, you're like, heck yeah, I don't have to deal with any of this stuff now, right? So here's the beauty in all of this. Not only will she be dancing around on this carousel until, years will pass by and she'll keep not finding the man that she wants. What she will do is she will start to complain to all of her friends that, man, there's just no good men left. There's no good guys left. But what she doesn't realize is that the way that she is carrying herself, the mindset she's adapting, that men should beg for her attention and validation and do everything for her and all of that stuff. She's, a queen and all this stuff. She doesn't realize, and this is the thing with the female coaching clients I have, the hardest part for them to realize is that they take themselves in their mindsets with them everywhere they go. And what I mean by that is that when a woman has this type of masculine attitude, this attitude of that she's the prize and every man should bend down to her, all right, it's flipping the script to what an actual relationship would be. If you think back to the old traditional relationships where there'd be a woman that would be supportive of her man, she would be proud of her man, she would cook, she would clean, she would do all this other stuff, he would do his thing, she would do her role. Instead, what she wants is she wants everything, right? She's the queen. She needs men to beg after her. She thinks she's such hot stuff because she can get all of these desperate men. But what she's doing is she is learning how to create beta men all around her. She is attracting beta mon men. What that means is that a woman like this, if she ever met a man with balls, a man that she's actually attracted to, because again, women are not attracted to men they don't respect, and women don't respect beta mon needy men that do everything for them. So all that's going to happen is this girl is going to strengthen that masculine muscle of hers, and everywhere she goes, the only men that are going to be attracted to her are going to be the submissive, subservient beta mon men that her and all the other women are not actually attracted to. And then she's going to go around complaining there's no good men. But what she doesn't realize is all of the true good men, the true men with balls, are the men that won't put up with this crap. Guys, never put up with a woman with this mindset. This is the type of woman that I really don't feel bad when she becomes what we call the crazy cat lady. Because, all right, I don't wish every woman in the world, some guys are like, every woman deserved to be a crazy cat lady. I don't wish that at all. But specific women like this one, that I can hear this from her mouth, this is her strategy and all that, this is where the wall is going to hit her someday. She won't be able to get the free gifts and all the stuff that she's now getting. All she will be able to do is to be able to get some sappy beta mon man to commit to her, and that will be it. which she's already been having her entire life, because she literally will have no idea how to attract an alpha man. She will have no idea how to attract a man, a masculine man, which is what the women want. So she is now creating this post. She is going to teach her friends the same thing. And what is going to happen again? You're going to have all of these unhappy women, and these are the type of women that they have no one to blame but themselves because of the mindset that they have. Let me see if there's a couple more comments we'll go through. Yeah, this might be a very controversial take here, but in my experience, it's very hard to get attention from high-value men using a solely aloof and passive approach. Yeah, so this, like she's saying, this girl's approach won't work on actual high-value men. Throughout my life, I've always either been friendly and approachable and attracted manipulative a-holes, notice the language, or been passive and aloof and attracted f-boys and low-effort scuzzbags. Look at that. Throughout her whole life, all she's ran into is a-holes, manipulative a-holes, or f-boys or scuzzbags. That, again, women take no accountability. They take their mindset with them everywhere they go. So any man that they actually want, a true man, most of these men, as we know, are going their own way now, right? Men understand the value they bring, and these women with this mindset, not only do they bring no value, because I don't care if a girl has a pussy, I really don't. It's a dime a dozen. Dime a dozen. They're everywhere. Every woman has one. So I don't even care about that. I'm not even going to say that that's valuable that she's bringing. She literally is a negative. She's bringing nothing special at all. Every woman has a pussy. And this woman is bringing this mindset that is a negative. This is a mindset that would drive me insane. So she literally brings zero value to the table. Oh my goodness. She's going to have fun in her later years. And look at this. I typically have a lot more success with a sort of bait and switch approach, where I start out being friendly and indicating interest and then gradually withdraw once they take the bait. Oh, look at that, guys. The bait and switch. This is how women get men to commit to them. The bait and switch. You're hearing it from them. The psychology of stroking their ego and making them crave it, it's brilliant. Almost sounds like a subtle form of love bombing minus the pick-me element. I'll need to find some victims to test this on. Guys, they don't feel bad, neither should you. I need to find some victims to test this on. Yeah, look at this. Fair warning, this might be a bit harder for you at first than it was for me. Part of why this came so naturally for me is that I'd already spent literally years of my life relying on my ability to flirt with men in an emotionally detached way in order to pay the bills. Just flirting just because. Again, the female chameleon. All right, guys, so I would love to hear you guys' thoughts on this. Don't forget, subscribe, like, comment, share the video, but definitely subscribe. Peace.